time. So my opponent is trying to scissor sweep me, so now we're going to do counters to when your opponent tries to scissor sweep you. I said this, I said this last time, I'm going to say it again. I personally always hope that my opponent is trying to do the scissor sweep. This is the easiest sweep to defend against, and you're going to roll your eyes when you see the defense, okay? So when he's got his scissor sweep, so what I'm going to do with my free hand, I'm going to weave in to his leg like this, and now I'm going to use this to raise my knee and bring it over his leg. Okay, now not only can he not scissor sweep me, but I get into a cradle pass. Okay? So again, I use his sweep to let me get my pass. Okay? It's always going to be kind of the theme. We don't want to just, whenever possible, we want to avoid returning to neutral. We do that with the flower sweep, but that's just because he's got the close guard the whole time. There's not really a better option. But with this one, you can counter directly into your pass. So never just not get swept. It's always best to make him feel sorry for doing his sweep. Okay. And very important is regarding the scissor sweep. The minute you see this knee on your chest like this, you know he wants to scissor sweep. Okay? That's kind of a connection you need to make automatically. When this happens, your alarms should be going off. Oh, scissor sweep. I need to defend the scissor sweep. Okay? If you wait until he starts pushing, then it's going to be too late. Okay? And it's really the minute he grabs the arm and he's in this position, you know, oh, I need to defend the scissor sweep, and you can immediately bring the arm in, and now you're safe because he can't block, because he needs to get rid of this base to sweep you, and he can't do that anymore from this position. And my weave here, this kind of a maneuver is called the weave. This lets me kill his knee shield. Okay, if he has a nice high knee shield, now it's hard for me to come in, he can keep my weight. But when I get my weave in, now I can bring this knee down. Now I'm in a much better position. He can't really use his leg anymore. I can wrap around his head, and all I do is just stall. And then come up into the side control. Okay, we're going to cover cradle passing in a lot more detail later. Right now, it's more important just get the knee out, grab the head, sprawl. And that's how we get that pass in, okay? So showing that one more time. Like I said, this is a really easy sweep to counter. I always want my opponent to be doing this one, okay? And this is my safe space, basically. Once I get here, I'm in a good position, okay? This arm is actually in this position also really easy to free. Hold as hard as you can, okay? So even if he gets a nice tight grip, all I need to do is basically with my fingers, just hold, really hold tight. Okay, you got a grip? Mm-hmm. Okay, hard as you can? Okay. Yeah, okay, all I need to do is just come down with my hand like that, yeah. Mm-hmm. And
goes on the thumbs.
Yeah, exactly. It's not pleasant, and he loses a lot of his power. Then, here and here on the head, connect my hands, and sprawl. Then come up on the side. Okay, so let's drill that a bit. Okay, so the next sweep, this one I actually think is the one you're going to see the most. It's not the most successful sweep, but it's one that's very easy to get. And honestly, I'll use it very often to tire my opponent out. It's interestingly enough called the idiot sweep. And this is also where the standing up starts to come into play. So we've got the sweeps that I can do when we're here low, mainly the scissor sweep and the flower sweep. So now we're going to assume that my opponent starts to starts to stand up. So he gets his position, he starts standing up. Anyway, I don't care. So, yeah, stand up. Yeah, okay, and we get into this position, okay? So now my options are actually down below pretty bad. He's most likely going to be able to open my guard now, okay? So there is something, however, I can do to keep the situation in my favor, which is I come under, grab his legs, drop my hips, and now I push with my ankles on his hips, and I come up. This is called the idiot sweep, because when you do it to someone, it looks like they're an idiot, basically. So it's a really easy sweep to get. There is kind of the stigma that if you're good at Jiu-Jitsu, you shouldn't be getting swept with an idiot sweep. Partially true, it's someone shouldn't be able to score with you on the idiot sweep. We're going to see about that when we start doing the counter this sweep, but first I want to show the sweep and we can drill it a bit before we go to the counter. Okay? So, but as you also can see, it's a really easy sweep. The only thing about this is that I see a lot of people try to do something where they come here, okay, they'll come here, and then they'll try to hook in with the legs like this. Now I'm actually countering my own sweep, okay? You don't want to hook high up into his body like this. You want those legs to come down. Yeah, you see, he's already starting to get destabilized. I haven't even swept him. Okay, you come down to his hips, and you just push on the hips. And that's the idiot sweep, okay? You have to grab the hips, push him that way. And it's also the idiot sweep because any idiot can do this. This is a very easy sweep to do, okay? So, like I said, I use this a lot, but more to tire people out. When I do this, I'm actually not trying to get sweep points. Yeah, exactly, I'm doing this. Basically, he stands up, I idiot sweep him, he comes back up. Yeah, and then he stands up, I idiot sweep him, and I'll do this so that he has to get down, stand up, get down, stand up about 4 or 5 times. Trust me, you do that 4 or 5 times, someone's going to start to get tired, and that's what I want to have. So when I'm idiot sweeping people, it's more to tire them out. I'm not actually trying to score with the idiot sweep, but it's still good. I've done this to Yuri a couple of times too, because he's really proud of his scissor sweep defense, his idiot sweep defense, which admittedly is good. So he lets himself get idiot swept because he knows I'm not going to score on him. But what he doesn't realize is I'm not trying to score on him. I want him to get down, stand up, get down, stand up, get down, stand up, and then eventually he's like, because he's constantly getting down, standing up, getting down, standing up, and then after he starts getting tired, then I start doing the stuff I actually want to score on him with. So, anyway, that's the idiot sweep. Let's drill that. Then we're going to go to how you prevent him from scoring and how you can use that to, again, pass your opponent. Okay? So that was the idiot sweep. Now we're going to defend when your opponent does the idiot sweep. So, we're just going to assume I come up here. Okay, and the idiot sweeps me. Okay, really important. First thing I do, once we're in this position, I pinch my knees together. Try to stand up. Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is already blocking part of his motion. And then, following that, grab his feet. And I don't want to have my elbows out like this. I like to bring my elbows in and brace them on my stomach. And I want both of his feet in the air. Now try to get out. Yeah, exactly. Okay? Because the important thing to remember with a sweep, if he doesn't get up after the sweep, no points. Okay? There is no score if he doesn't get up after the sweep. So if he brings me down and I keep him on the ground, as long as his feet are in the air, he cannot get off the ground. So if I keep him here, I didn't lose anything. Okay? So this is no longer a bad position for me now. From here, I take one foot, slide it behind his hips like this, bring his feet to the side, and pin them with my arm like this. I want to have knee and elbow connection again. From here, I can start pressuring in, and now I've got a pass. And if he does what he just did with his arm, that's even better for me. Now I can go to his back. Okay? So that's how we're going to counter the idiot sweep. The idiot sweep is, like I was saying, it's hard to score because all I have to do is pinch my knees and then he doesn't stand up anymore. And if I can then just get his feet in the air, I can use the idiot sweep to pass his guard, then I'm the one who scored even though he had the attack. Okay? So, and that's a general rule, I think, that needs to be considered whenever you're fighting someone in close guard and he's trying to sweep. Don't panic. Okay? Because again, if he is not able to stand up after the sweep, there was no score. So if a sweep gets landed on you, the first priority is make sure he stays on the ground and that you get back up. If you manage to do that, he did not score anything. And as you saw with most of the sweeps, he's also going to have to open the guard. And if he opens his guard, that saves you work. Okay? So having good defense against his sweep is going to save you a lot of time, because then you don't have to sit there standing up, pushing the guard open and everything. If you can just counter his sweeps very well, he's going to open the guard for you and save you work. Okay? So that's a general rule of thumb. That saved me actually when I was fighting GSC yesterday, because my opponent, that's why I got the knee brace on today, my opponent jumped guard. So we were standing up and he like literally just jumped on me and jumped into the close guard and brought me down. And he said afterwards he was actually he was surprised that my close guard defense was so good, and he was trying to do everything possible in the close guard. And I was just doing my defenses, making sure I didn't get swept, and he eventually gassed himself out. So he was trying so hard to do something in the close guard that he spent all of his energy. There was a one point in time where I started to get worried because about halfway through the fight I got tired. I got past his guard, got him into side control, and I looked, and he was literally on the ground like, has literally this look on his face. And I just looked at him and I was like, oh, he's gassed out. I'm going to win. So, and like I said, that's the good thing for you as the top guy fighting a guy in close guard, is he needs more energy to sweep you than you need to block his sweeps. So you want to use that, conserve as much as possible, stay calm, make sure he doesn't score, and the minute you notice his guard is open, you immediately go into one of your passes. Okay? So let's show that idiot sweep counter one more time. And then we're going to drill that, and then we go to some sparring. Okay? So again, we do our standard get up. I've got my hands on the biceps. Head high, hips high, head low, because now we've got all of my weight on his arms. Take 8 steps, stand up. He gets his idiot sweep, pinch those knees. Okay? And I've also got his arms kind of caught in his, I've got my arms catching his legs as well, so he's kind of tied up. Hands under the legs. Get those legs high. One leg goes behind his hips. And I wrap around like this so that I've got his legs pinched now. Okay? I have complete control of his legs. If I want, I can even come around like this. Now, I can just come up and pass. Okay? So let's drill that a bit and then we do some sparring.